What's up, everyone, and welcome to Now, Next, Never, our show about what's happening now, what's happening next, and what may never happen in the world of investing, stocks, crypto, NFT, and so much more. I'm Nicole Casperson, and today we're looking at why the conflict between Russia and Ukraine is impacting your wallet at the gas pump. Spoiler alert, you may want to consider a ride share to work.
And I'm Zayd Admani, and we're your first stop from Wingstop in the Metaverse. And today we're going to be unpacking what all that means for you, your money, and we're going to come to you live. So dive in and offer up your comments and questions.
Last but not least, I'm your boy, Delano Sapporo, and the SEC has their eye on regulating your cryptocurrency. We'll tell you whether you should put your Bitcoin under your mattress. We're also looking at how the latest NFT bubble matches up to the ones in the past. So stick with us, make sure you subscribe, and of course, remember to like and hit the notification bell.
I don't know about you guys, but I am so pumped for today's first live show. How is everyone feeling today? Delano, I know you just got back from vacay. Tell us about it.
I'm pumped. I mean, I don't know if this is better than my vacation because this is so important. It's the first show. I'm excited to be here. I could barely sleep because I was thinking about all the topics we're talking about today, Nicole. So I'm excited.
All right, Zayd, how's it going over there?
Pretty awesome. 75 degrees here in Houston. I went to the Houston Rodeo over the weekend, had fried Oreos, fried ice cream. I mean, fried everything. I don't know if you guys have ever had that before. If you haven't, you're missing out. So I'm a little bit bloated today, but probably going to do an extra couple miles on the treadmill after we're done with this.
Well, as for me live in BK, New York, it is exciting. It's finally warm enough to where I can walk outside without just like completely cringing and my soul dying. So very exciting over here as well. We are really warming up. Zayd, can you kick us off with the first story?
Yeah, speaking of walking, we might have to be doing a lot more walking because gas prices are absolutely insane right now. Barrel of oil hit $130 a barrel. It's close to record highs. I mean, some of this is because of the Russia-Ukraine, and this is impacting everybody. You know, high gas prices hurts everyone. It costs more money to drive your car. It costs more money to travel. I'm in the Houston area, so we talk about gas prices all the time because we're weird. But everyone in the country is talking about it right now. Delano, like what's going on here? Tell us like why this is happening and what we should expect.
I honestly think this is the big implication here is supply and demand dynamics, right? So we're seeing that Russia is one of the biggest exporters and producers of oil. So a lot of people, especially investors in commodities, are preparing for that supply to be potentially shut off. And so we're seeing a lot of the prices go up. We're seeing pain at the pump, as you mentioned. And I think this supply and demand, dynamics is going to continue for a while. Both sides of this conflict have become entrenched. You saw the sanctions that happened, but what happened on the other side? Russia has dug deeper into their invasion. So this is a scary conflict, and we have to keep watching what's going on.
Yeah, Zayd, you're not weird for paying attention to gas prices. You just live somewhere where you actually drive. I don't, but at the end of the day, what I do know is that this war impacts middle and lower class people. Higher oil prices means consumers' wallets are hit, and the folks that are getting impacted the most are the ones that are just trying to recover from the coronavirus pandemic. We finally saw the world start to open up. We're finally seeing the economy open up, and now we're getting hit with this war, and it is, not only impactful to us here in the States, but we have to remember what's happening to the folks in China and Russia mostly. I mean, basically, MasterCard and Visa and PayPal are suspending operations in Russia. American Express said their globally issued credit cards will no longer work in Russia and Belarus, and content and information is being taken away, and TikTok is suspending its content from uploads in Russia. So there's so much going on, so many movements happening, and these moves do further mean that the financial kind of isolation from the West in Russia means that they might be pushed closer to China, and as Delano was saying. So it is just so many things to pay attention to, and we have to keep up with this story.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. There's a lot going on. I mean, to me, it's like Delano said, it's back to supply and demand. Go back to macroeconomics in high school. You have that supply and demand curve. Those the two curves that you have. We're having a bit of a supply issue, right? We're having less supply, which is pushing up the price. You guys, you guys can look up the supply and demand curve. It's going to bring back memories of high school. And what because of that, Russia supplies 10% of the world's oil. And we have a lot of oil in the United States, but it takes 5 to 6 months for us to really ramp up and start drilling more oil. I used to work in oil and gas. It was my first job out of college. I was a structural engineer for an oil and gas company. And I can kind of have a first-hand experience of what it takes to get the oil out of the ground. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it. So we can't just turn on the taps and start pumping more oil. It's going to be a 5 to 6 month ramp up. So what that means is, we can kind of get into takeaways here. For me, the takeaway here is that in the short term, we're gonna feel some pain at the pump for longer. The summer driving season is coming up. It's gonna be expensive to drive around, to do a summer road trip, to fly somewhere, because this is impacting all industries. And what do you guys think is the main takeaway here? Delano.
Yeah, Zayn, I think the main takeaway for me is what you mentioned, that supply demand dynamics. It's just only going to be potentially getting worse. And I think that's what people are bracing for. How about you, Nicole?
Rising oil prices are hurting consumers already weary from the pandemic, and also just to remember to keep in mind what's happening to the people in Russia and Ukraine and Belarus and all the countries that are all impacted.
Exactly. So speaking of weary, let's talk about what the SEC is doing. The SEC is going to potentially be taking aim at your crypto. Yes, potentially your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, and it's no longer a matter of if, but when we'll start to see some more regulation. SEC Chair Gary Gensler said if crypto platforms don't register with the SEC, then they're operating outside of the law. And I think this brings up a big point on exactly what's the right amount of regulation that's needed in this industry. Obviously, we're dealing with a new asset class, and that's something that tends to be blurry for all of us, right? Even the SEC is going to try to figure out exactly what's the right amount of regulation that, one, legitimizes, the SEC in the minds of investors, and also just also doesn't crimp innovation, because that's the big thing of this new space is we're seeing a lot of innovation. We talk about Web3, Metaverse, NFT. How do we do this right so that investors are, one, protected, we also continue that innovation in a new place? So what do you guys think about this?
Gary G is coming for my bag, man. What is he doing? I'm just kidding. I think actually this is a good thing, regulation, the R word doesn't have to be a scary word. If done right, I think this is just another case that crypto is actually legit now. It's went from mainstream to being more legit now because the SEC cares enough about it to regulate it. They weren't regulating Beanie Babies back in the 90s unless I missed something. I wasn't learning about that in school. So because they're starting to regulate the stuff, if they regulate it correctly, I think it's a good thing, because I think there is a lot of sketchy stuff that's happening in the space. There's a lot of influencers out there that sometimes will promote sketchy coins or sketchy projects to get a quick bag. So I think this could potentially be a good thing.
Yeah, look, Gensler has already called on Congress to grant the SEC more power over cryptocurrencies. Folks are trading and they are acting like securities. They're investing, they're buying. I don't see a reason why the SEC can't oversee cryptocurrencies. It makes a lot of sense. Even Commissioner Hester Pierce, aka Crypto Mom, is amazed that there is not a Bitcoin ETF yet approved. So in my opinion, regulators want to help. It's just that they're still struggling to find the power to oversee the crypto market, and they need help. So more regulation equals faster mass adoption. And that is, it's a tale as old as time to see regulation not move as fast as innovations in the space. But, we're hopeful that at some point they can kind of catch up to each other. And at the end of the day, I also am not really sure how the SEC would regulate influencers. But if someone could stop the crypto bros on TikTok, Zaid, you've probably seen them, from them, spreading misinformation and just saying hey, this is a get rich quick scheme, then I would love to see some regulation around that. Maybe big tech companies are the ones that need to start taking responsibility on that one, but that's a whole other story.
Totally. I mean, maybe the crypto bros like you mentioned that are promoting these scam coins on TikTok, that's bad. But even actual legit celebrities like Kim Kardashian and Floyd Mayweather, they're promoting these random sketchy coins and paid millions of dollars. Kim and Floyd, you guys are already really, really rich. Why do you need to get another bag for promoting some random coin and then potentially it was a pump and dump? They're pumping these sketchy coins, and then people are their massive audience of hundreds of millions of people are buying these coins up and ultimately losing money. So that to me is where the regulation needs to come in and prevent really mega celebrities like this, and even crypto bros that are promoting any sort of sketchy coins on any social platform. That's what the regulation needs to come in and protect normal consumers, because people are actually losing money from all this stuff.
Exactly. If we have more regulation, if we're having, these coins that are being promoted have to be actually registered and to provide back financials and provide things that are going to allow for investors to take a better look at everything, that's going to slow down all of these different, coins and things that are being promoted pop up from influencers.
So you're saying I can't just do a couple lines of code and make Zaid coin and just have it trade on these random DeFi platforms? Because we couldn't do that anymore.
I like you, and I know you, and I know your utility, so I'm gonna buy. I think I'm a buyer of that. Zaid Coin, I'm in. Just don't pull the rug.
All
Just don't
right,
pull the
all
rug.
right,
Jeremy's
all
gonna come
right,
after me, man. What are we doing? We don't
all right.
want this to see.
I'm gonna tell Crypto Mom on you, Zaid. All right.
I gotta be
But
careful here.
I mean, for me though, like if you're not, if Kim K isn't watching the show right now, and you're just kind of an everyday investor, for you guys, what is maybe like the big takeaway there?
Me, it's like it's if Kim K the more followers someone has on Instagram, the less trustworthy you should put their crypto promotions in. So like yeah, so just don't fall for everything that you see celebrities promote.
Yeah, for me, it's due diligence, research. That's the biggest thing that's hurting a lot of these investors, right? We know that not every NFT project is going to go, up and go up in price. A lot of them are going to go into zero. And so, as you as an investor, it's your job to decipher which one is right for you.
Makes a lot of sense. For me, it's that, right, consumer protection is always good, and regulators just need to have a clear definition of where their power lies, and that's something that investors should pay attention to if they want to check out what's kind of happening next in the regulatory sphere. And please don't watch those bro-y TikToks anymore. They're not working. Go to Zaid's TikTok.
Yes,
Yes.
thank you.
Yes.
You're welcome. You're welcome. We trust him. We trust him. All right. So next, I want to talk about the NFT bubble that might be bursting. Basically, NFTs have been cooling off. The market tracker nonfungible.com's data shows that the average NFT price fell from $6,800 in January to below $2,000. So, and the number of sales is on a fairly steep decline since February as well. So one could argue that the bubble has burst, but we are still potentially finding a new plateau at the current price levels. I'll throw it to you, Delano. Are we starting to see the slow burst of an NFT bubble?
Yeah, I think, there's been implications of that, right? And I think on both sides of things, on a macro level, you're seeing a lot of the riskier assets lose steam in this environment. We have volatility with the Russian-Ukraine conflict that's pulled a lot of the equity markets back. It's pulled a lot of different riskier assets back. So I think that plays a little bit of a part to it. But as you mentioned, this is something where we're seeing the trend of the average sale price and different things of NFT projects go down in most projects. But if you look at some of the pricier, that ones that have a little bit more utility and popularity that are potentially good projects, those have held a little bit more of their water. So I'm not ready to say that this is a bubble yet. I still think there's utility in this whole asset class, and you just have to decipher which one makes sense. But you are seeing a lot of steam being lost out of here, Nicole.
Yeah, Zaid.
Yeah, totally. NFTs have had a good run. They've had a good run. They've had a good 2021. We're entering 2022, and it seems like I wouldn't call it a bubble just yet, but it definitely is losing steam, and this might be a potential opportunity to like dabble in some, because I first bought my NFT. I actually do own one NFT, and it was because an influencer that I trusted was promoting it. So there you go, not listening to my own advice from earlier. And this guy, I don't want to give him any. I don't want to call him out here because I don't want to, but he was promoting this NFT, and I was like, man, this is so cool. I dropped $1,500 to buy 3 of his NFTs. And my wife was like, "What are you doing, man? This is like not really smart. We could do something with this money." I was like, "No. This is gonna be worth something one day. It's worth $0 today." So
Yikes.
that was a very bad experience. This was back in the summer, and I was like, you know what? I'm done with NFTs. So I haven't touched them since, but I might jump back in now.
Oh man, all right. Oh man, so many conflicting views, Zaid. So it's not the
I
first
don't take
time.
my own advice. That's the problem. I need to start taking my own advice.
All right. Should we just roll the clip? Should we roll the clip of you taking your own advice yet? Or like, okay, so let's call out Zaid. He's called out himself, so that's nice. He's making it real easy on me. So he has a recent viral TikTok. This is also where we promote Zaid's TikTok. That has over 400,000 likes and features Zaid from now going back to 3 months ago and telling his past self about the markets, including NFTs. Do we get to see that clip?
I'm from January 2022. You need to sell everything right now. Lock in your profits. You're 3 months from the future and you're telling me the market crashes? Dude, there's no way. Okay, I'm not selling. Listen to me, dumbass. Everything keeps going down. Okay, well, what about crypto? It's even worse for crypto. Oh my God, well, somebody has to tell El Salvador. And what about NFTs? I've been told they're getting crushed too. Actually, no. Somehow NFTs are doing pretty good. Wait, really? Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
Amazing.
Love it, Zaid.
That was I honestly did not expect that video to get as much love as it did. The NFT community really came out and was showing me a lot of love after that video. But yeah, one of my good ones, I gotta say. One of the few good ones.
All right. Well, at least we're seeing some lessons learned. Delano, what did you think about that? Why do you think that maybe it got 400K likes? I know you didn't create it, but why
I
would
mean,
this?
it's charisma, fun story that it's gonna get likes, it's gonna get love, and I think it's a valuable lesson learned for all of us, right? Like I'm in the NFTs, I have NBA Top Shop, I'm looking at others. This is all a learning lesson for all of us, and I think the biggest thing for me is like, how do we do our due diligence? We're all doing it different ways, and we're all still figuring it out. But the best thing that we're all here to do is do it socially, do it together. Let's learn together.
Yeah, yeah. For me, I look forward to just, calling Zaid back out a few months from now if he ever does do this again. And then we're gonna bring it back. So we all have this on the record, Zaid. So
Yeah.
we will hold you accountable.
I'm 100% gonna do this again because I'm not gonna learn my lesson here. So my takeaway actually would be if Logan Paul is promoting his NFT, don't buy it just because it's Logan Paul promoting his NFT, which is what I did. But there's a good chance that if it happens again, I'm probably gonna be back into it. So just take my advice and just don't or keep me accountable, guys. Just don't let me go down this route again.
We'll keep
All
you
right.
accountable.
Yeah, we definitely will. And for me, my takeaway really is that this isn't the first time we've seen a collectible hype ball blow up. Beanie Babies, remember? Zaid remembers that,
Oh yeah,
apparently.
back in the day.
Yeah. Delano, what about you?
Honestly, same. With tulips was another, but I think this is different. But we'll see. I'm still on our side of finding some utility in this thing.
All
Bro,
right, all right.
Tulips was like what 1600. I can't
I
believe
was-
people still bring that up, dude.
It's the biggest boomer example, so we always have to bring it up.
All right, We're gonna have to tell the audience to Google the tulip situation because that was like so long ago. I'm not sure that anyone would actually be able to remember it. But anyways, so I do want to move on to our next story. We are talking about how Wingstop is entering the Metaverse. Basically, Wingstop has filed a multi-class trademark to enter the Metaverse with downloadable virtual goods like NFTs and virtual food and drink. McDonald's and Panera have already done this, so is this just a marketing play, guys? Because I'm trying to figure out, what Willy Wonka magic is in this. All I know is that now I really want some Wingstop.
Love it. I mean, I don't think this. I actually like this, Nicole and Zayn. I think this is one thing that if you're looking at the brand loyalty that restaurants try to do, the loyalty rewards. I have a Starbucks, loyalty rewards app, and I didn't even start using it till I go there every single day. But if you told me it was an NFT that would guarantee me something or have some other utility, I probably would have signed up for it a long time ago. So, I mean, I think this has a play here. I don't know exactly how they're going to do it. Are they going to allow it to be an NFT that gives people certain tiers of different things? But I think I'm super interested to see how they implement this.
It makes a lot of sense, right? Brands want to go where the younger audience is. Brands somehow think that everyone's hanging out in the metaverse. Is that really happening right now? I don't know, but they think it's happening. Just like how brands were going on Twitter and Facebook and TikTok, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, Wendy's is on Twitter making snarky jokes." It's just another way for brands to get in front of audiences. The more they are in front of audiences, the more like people are gonna have, it's gonna be on top of their mind. For example, we were talking about Wingstop in the pre-production meeting. I ordered Wingstop for lunch because it was on top of my mind. So it makes a lot of sense for brands to do this. And like you said, they can incorporate some NFTs into this, maybe some promo codes, things like that. Virtual foods can turn into foods in real life from interesting ways of of doing that. So I'm rambling now, but that's kind of what my takeaway is. Like this makes a lot of sense.
All right, who here is qualified to try to explain to us how one consumes food in the metaverse? Because I get that, food making in video games are fun. I used to play those like baking video games, I guess, or games on my computer when I was a kid. But unless I can taste the food, I don't know if I care that it's in the metaverse. So all right, who wants to tackle this one? Because I'm confused, guys.
It's like GTA. It's like GTA back GTA back in the day where you would have to buy a hot dog or something to refill your life form or your life points or whatever. It's kind of like that is. It's not really for the taste, except if you eat a virtual McDonald's, you might want to have a real life McDonald's. That's kind of what it comes down to.
I imagine it to be similar. Literally being able to see the restaurant within the metaverse, and also being able to, have some sort of claim to something digitally with some sort of NFT that they mint in this metaverse. We don't know, Nicole, but we're excited. All right, don't take the joy away from us.
All right, fine.
Real quick, I do want to have just Mark Zuckerberg. I know you're watching. If you can figure out how to incorporate smell into the metaverse, I guarantee you're sitting at the next $1 trillion market right here. Smell, and then the food companies will pay you unlimited amount of money to put their food into your metaverse, because I mean, smell is like the ultimate way to get someone to buy something. Like no question.
That's a good point, actually. All right. I'll buy into this when smell is incorporated, because I don't know if just visuals are gonna cut it for me.
Zach, I know you're watching. Just make it happen. Make it happen.
All right. Thanks, Mark. Okay. So key takeaways though from this one, guys. Final thoughts. Obviously, I'm a little bit more of a Grinch on this one. I appreciate the metaverse and all of its glory. However, like I said, I'm just hungry now physically. But I guess I could understand, fueling your favorite restaurant and that fueling your kind of metaverse skin, I guess, if you will. But Delano, what's your takeaway on this one?
Innovation, community. We have to continue to do that. That's why these restaurants are doing it. I think it's a great play. We'll see how it plays out.
You're going to get hungry in the metaverse. You're going to get hungry for being in the metaverse for multiple hours. You're going to see golden arches. And you're going to order some actual McDonald's in real life. That's the takeaway.
All right, that's fair. We'll let. All right. So next, I do want to talk about our next never segment, where we talk about headlines that didn't quite make our top stories, but ones that you should be paying attention now, next, and probably never. Zaid, what's up for now?
Batman is what's up for now. Batman made $130 million at the box office over the weekend, just in the United States, and I think another 130 overseas. The second biggest opening since 2019, since Spider-Man. Wait, are movie theaters back? Like, did anybody see the movie, by the way? Because I haven't seen it yet, so no spoilers.
I haven't seen it.
Okay.
Has anyone seen it?
I'm
no one's seen it here.
Yeah, no one's seen it here, but it made $130 million. But I'm probably going to go see it sometime during the week. Opening weekend is always too crazy. But, I mean, is it? I think movie theaters might be back. Or movie theaters just need superheroes to, like, survive at this point.
All right. Well, I'm going to actually maybe throw it to the audience. Please comment if the movie is good, because I've been hearing mixed reviews. So, yeah, I mean, I'm totally down to go check out Robert Pattinson's jawline and Zoe Kravitz, she's our girl. But let me know if the actual plot line is good, because sometimes I'm not always swayed just by, celebrity. But I want to hear from you. Anyways, what is up next? I'm covering that one, guys. Literally next is tomorrow, and tomorrow is International Women's Day. This year's theme is #BreakTheBias. So be sure to check out internationalwomensday.com. Check out the events, the resources, all the good things to support the ladies. Come out for us. And for me, I'm really excited. It's a day to reflect on some of the content that I create. I like to make sure that I'm looking to powerful women in finance and business. Check out those lists. You can Google them online and get inspired for tomorrow and beyond. There's also some amazing events in New York City. I'm not sure which one I'm going to attend yet, but get out there and check them out. But yes, so never, Delano. What is never? This is such a hard one.
I love that, Nicole. And I think never, this is actually, it is kind of a hard one, but I'm going on the limb, guys. I'm saying, I don't think we're going to get back to a place where we're fully embracing back in the office life. A lot of companies saying in April, you can work flex, maybe 2 days in the office or 3 days in the office, or sometimes some are giving the people the option. I think that millennials, Gen Z have fully embraced the flex lifestyle and obviously the permanently out of office lifestyle. The reason why the median home price rose almost 20% over the past years, because literally millennials, Gen Z people fled from where their offices were near and went to the suburbs. So I don't see people making that commute back, embracing this work flex lifestyle where they're 2 days in the office. No, they're going to be 5 days a week at home. They're going to demand 4 days a week working in a 4-day weekend.
Yeah, there's only one incentive that could get me to go back into an office, and that would be free lunch.
Yes.
There's a lot of companies are going to throw a lot of incentives at their employees now, because free lunch, free like nap pods, free whatever. Like they're going to try to get people back in the office. But I think you're right, Delano. People are just comfortable with having some sort of mixture. Like I personally like working a couple of days from home. It just feels I think people have started to get used to that cadence over the last couple of years.
Truly.
Yeah. Oh, amazing. Well, that wraps it up for Now, Next, Never. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. I'm so excited to launch today, guys. This is such a fun show. Be sure to keep staying tuned. We'll talk to you all tomorrow. Like and subscribe, everything, guys.
See you guys.
Bye.
Peace.